What is going on, everybody? It is Alex coming back at you with another video, and today we are doing a round 2 of 2 of this mock draft, and yes, we are going to be continuing it for a 2024 mock draft. So if you guys are excited about that, stay tuned because it's going to be one hell of a fun ride. I, of course, appreciate you guys for supporting me and giving me all the feedback. The reason why it's a 14.2 is because my 14.1 with trades I just was not very proud of, so I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys actually good content that, there's still good stuff about it. You guys can watch it for entertainment value, but there was some critical flaws that I thought needed to be addressed, and that is why we're only doing 2 rounds on this week's. But let's get right into this. There's a lot of really good players on the board. I'll do a quick little recap so you guys can see as well. So again, you guys can read. I'm just doing this for my own safekeeping as well. So starting off with the Steelers pick, we ended up getting Keely Ringo. Yes, Christian Gonzalez was there. I think Keely's a better fit personally, but you're looking at guys like Trenton Simpson on the board, and I don't know if I can really ignore Trenton Simpson being there. You got guys like Cedric Van Pran and Alusagoon, but I would probably try to target that with my second round pick rather than my first. Even though you guys see right here, my board beneath my face is, that's my own personal board. And, surprisingly, we're going to be seeing some new faces pop up into here because as of this morning, there were some new drops of all 22. And, we have a game here and a game there of some players I've been dying to see. So it's finally time for us to divulge and enjoy in some of those guys. So stay tuned, join the Discord so that you guys can watch that with me. Pick number 32, though. I'm still looking at the defense, helping out with the run. Trenton Simpson feels like a great option. I think he'd be a better option than Devin Bush, multiple inches taller as well. Even though size does not always matter, you still have guys like Drew Sanders, Trenton Simpson. Both of them are phenomenal. You really can't go wrong with going a good linebacker here. And Trenton Simpson has the highest potential. I hope to God that we could promote Brian Flores to a DC, because I think he's going to make Trenton Simpson work miracles for this team. Pick number 33, another team I could totally see going after a linebacker at this spot. We ended up going the standard, I think, quarterback wide receiver route, and that's exactly what we did. And BJ Ojulari is here. I think that's the perfect move for the team. Continue adding extra edge rushers on the squad. His talent is top 10 in my opinion. Just things could, of course, change, but I do think that he deserves that type of respect because he's an athletic freak. And, he has all the measurables that you could want. He also has some great production in there, too. So, pick number 34, we ended up going after Will Anderson because I wanted to change it up a little bit. Will Anderson was that selection there at number 3. Now, offensive line is definitely something you should certainly look at. Defensive interior, I don't really see anybody except Mozzie Smith. And Mozzie Smith would be a very good fit for this team, something I would personally really like. But I want to address the offensive line potentially as well. And you got guys like John Michael Schmitz here, Luke Whippler. The fact that they're rated so lowly is actually quite insulting. PFF obviously is, taking an L on saying that about these guys. Also, if I'm not mistaken, Cooper Beebe decided to return. So don't know why he's still featured here. So that's another big L for PFF. Kind of embarrassing. But looking at the offensive tackles as well, like you got Blake Freeland here. The only issue with Blake is he's 6'8", so you can't really put him at guard. Matt Bergeron, I believe, is 6'5", so he does have that versatility if you want to play him at a guard spot for a short period of time. But I don't know if the value is necessarily unbeatable at this point where you can't trade up maybe from the end of the third. So I personally, think that the best move is to help continue building that defensive line. I know the offensive line needs help, but again, there's a large supply of offensive linemen at this moment, and we can trade up from later, versus defensive interior. Again, Jerzon Newton didn't decide to return. What is up with this? I love Jerzon with all my heart, and actually he needs to be taken off my board too. But, Mozzie Smith decided to come out. I don't get PFF. I don't understand why you can't just simply minus a player out and just move someone up one spot on your board. Does not make sense to me. But Mozzie Smith helping solidify that interior is going to be a great move. Something the Steelers could have done as well. But, there are concerns because I think he did get caught with a firearm. So you never know. The Steelers might just say, hey, we want to take the highest upside guy rather than, taking another guy like this. I'd rather re-sign Larry Ogunjobi. You guys know the deal. Pick number 35. You have 35 and 36 for the Colts because you decided to trade back with the Seahawks. Yes, people are saying that that Denver pick was not worth moving up one spot. I'll just say this. If the Eagles are offering 2 1s, you better be willing to offer a second round pick. And I decided to choose the higher one because I think that makes sense. The Colts are like, hey, we still want Will Levis, and you guys want Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter is totally worth paying the second round pick for. So I stand strong with that one. But, you ended up getting Will Levis. Now, the best move would be to address that offensive line. And that guard spot, it's too risky not to fill it. And you got guys like Olusegun Oluwatimi here. Okay, bet. Olusegun Oluwatimi here, who, you guys see where he's at on my board. Cedric Van Pran as well. Andrew Voorhees is just the guy where you know that he's going to be a solid starter for your team. Luke Whippler as well. You're at the spot where you can take whoever you want, and I don't think there's a wrong choice here. I like Olusegun a lot. He's not going to go as high, but Cedric Van Pran is actually fairly young, so he is somebody who can step in right away and play a high-level guard position. Pick number 36. Now, for this pick, I would debate corner actually at this spot. I don't want Faison being a starting corner on my team. And you got guys like Tyreek Stevenson, Clark Phillips here, potentially losing your slot as well. I think Clark Phillips is a great fit, and it's totally worth picking up at this spot. Clark Phillips it is. The Rams, Rams need offensive line, but they also need an edge rusher. And I don't believe the Rams are a second-round offensive line team as much as I want to force it. I am not going to do so. I've already taken one of my favorite players, actually probably the pound-for-pound favorite player that I've had him there for such a long time, already in the first. I love the idea of Andre Carter here. He's not the exact same size/build that Brian Burns was, so maybe he doesn't fit exactly into your idea of what you want, but he's somebody who has unbelievable potential. He is 20 pounds heavier than what you're trying to trade 2 firsts and a second for, but he's just a really, really damn good player. I don't know if Laiatu Latu came out in this class. That's something I need to study up, but I still wouldn't take him there that highly. But Andre Carter is somebody where he needs someone to teach him all the techniques, and I think Aaron Donald's a pretty damn good mentor if he decides to return. I know he changed his bio on Twitter, but if he's gone, then I think that getting extra pass rush is paramount as it is, and you still have guys like Leonard Floyd and some really, really good pieces there to be able to help Andre Carter progress through his career. He was able to defer his military service till after his career. So for people saying that, it is confirmed that he is able to play. Pick number 38 for the Raiders. I think we went after a DB in round 1, correct? We went, Joey Porter. Love it. Antonio Johnson, I might be very, very intrigued on just snagging him up. I do not like Siaki Ika. There's a reason I show you my board because I don't want to explain to every player that I have higher, that I have lower. It just is what it is. I think that going after a safety here is more than understandable, and it's incredible value to get somebody of that talent level. Pick number 39. Pretty sure Tyree Wilson is just my standard pick for this team at this point. I love that for them. Other picks they could try to go after here. I love Drew Sanders so much. He's my linebacker 1. I have full faith in him. Just a really damn good player. But other guys you could be looking at, I've heard offensive line is on the table for sure, and I wouldn't rule that out necessarily. Again, you got guys like Blake Freeland in here, Luke Whippler, depends on exactly what you're going to do. But for me, I'm still fully on board with going after this corner number 2 for the future, and that's Garrett Williams or Tyreek Stevenson, and it just depends on who you like more. I like Garrett Williams a little bit more. I love Tyreek Stevenson, but I just thought of Garrett Williams as that top 15 player in the class before his injury came in and just absolutely derailed his draft stock. But pick number 40 for the Bears, we traded back with Carolina. We ended up getting Peter Skoronski. Some people are mad at that, and I understand, but at the same time, there's a lot bigger issues than getting a star offensive lineman. I would look at Felix Anudike-Uzomah here as a really good player, very well balanced in run stuffing as well as pass rushing. Definitely somebody who I would have pretty high on my list, so I'll scroll up so you guys can see where I have him. I have him at top 12, so I really like him. I really like him. I think that's a good move for the Bears. You want to continue building up that defense as well. My only pushback is actually our next pick isn't for a while. I'd actually look at linebacker here. We had lost Roquan, right? And you got Drew Sanders. Jack Campbell feels like a Bear, but I'm going to go Drew Sanders. I really wanted to push Felix, but this edge class is just so deep. I mean, hell, there's Latu who probably won't even be taken. And I don't know if he's coming out. I don't believe he is. I would have seen it. But still, you got guys like Lucas Van Ness, who could be a great option for the Bears later on. Versus linebacker, not so much. Pick number 41. I think we already went Jordan Addison in the first round. Did we not? Oh, that was the mock that I screwed up. So went Anthony Richardson round 1. So I think wide receiver would not be a bad move here at all. I would love to get Josh Downs in the slot and kind of be what you wanted Jarvis Landry to be this year. Zay Flowers is great too. You guys can take him if you guys want. I like Zay Flowers actually technically more than Josh Downs, but they each can play their own specific role. It's whoever you like, because honestly, the Titans here, pretty sure I went offensive line for you guys in the first. It's going to be the other of the two. I think Zay Flowers or Josh Downs would be excellent choices here. Jalen Hyatt also deserving of a mention, which I think I've already taken him. So, and we have. Jalen Hyatt was pick number 25. So those are kind of the three guys I would target in round 2 if you're looking for a receiver, which I think you should be. Pick number 43 for the Browns. Now, I just want to I want to throw out the idea of going Lucas Van Ness here. I could, of course, trade back. There are trades in this round, but Felix and DK Uzomah is just impossible to pass on, in my opinion. Just a top-tier guy who's super well-balanced, is able to take on top-tier tackles and be an absolute nightmare. I don't think he gets the respect that he does deserve, even from me in these mock drafts, but that's also why I like to show you my board. Pick number 44 for the Jets, offensive tackle, 99.999% chance that it was what I did in the first, and it was. Also, Felix got 4 pressures on Anton Harrison. So, there you go. He is good against very good talent. Now, I think safety could be in the realm here. I love Jail Skinner on the squad. I've taken him a multitude of times. Now, other places I would be willing to look at. Again, linebacker, I love Jack Campbell here. I think that's the best pick. There aren't very many good linebackers in this class at all. I'm looking at these guys. You got D. Winters in here, who's a nice later round pickup. But besides that, I'm not too excited from the guys that I have seen. Ivan Pace is a good player too. But, I think I'm just going to take the value of Jack Campbell, have him be there, and be kind of like the successor of CJ Mosley. Pick number 45 for the Patriots. Lucas Van Ness he definitely feels like he could be a Patriot. Round 1, if I'm not mistaken, was a tackle. It was Broderick Jones, even better. So I think Lucas Van Ness would be an awesome option for this team. Very raw, but is looked at very highly by the NFL. I think it's a guy that could surprise people when he pops up on day 1. I never thought his talent was that great, but again, he's a super raw athlete who's coming out early, which means he got some good reviews by the NFL. Pick number 46 for the Packers. I did not send Michael Mayer to this team, did I? I did not. I sent Brian Branch, and we got an extra pick from him. Hello. This is why. You got Darnell Washington, Dalton Kincaid here. I'm taking Darnell Washington. Again, perfect fit. You have Mercedes Lewis there. He does a great job for the fact he's 90,000 years old. And he's an awesome blocker as well. Going to help you out in the run game as well as the pass. Pick 47 for Washington. Pretty sure I went offensive line here. I should be remembering this from memory. Nope. Went Devon Witherspoon. So for me, I want to look at offensive line. Matt Bergeron, somebody who I've actually become a lot more fond of recently. Nothing crazy, but he's a damn good player regardless. I like the idea of a Lusaguna Luatimi here. Luke Whippler's just younger. So I think getting him to be a backup to Rouillet and actually a starter at guard would be kind of your best return on your investment. The Steelers still think you can go offensive line. You can go offensive interior. We went Trenton Simpson with that first pick and Keely Ringo so far. I'm going to continue developing the O-line. Andrew Voorhees, awesome. John Michael Schmitz, do their thing. So I really like that pick right there. Pick number 49. I actually want to get the right guard spot filled up, and Andrew Voorhees is on the board. We are going interior offensive line 3 times in a row. Yes, I said I was going to go DB. We are still going to go DB. Hold your horses. I just think that when there's no other guards in this entire damn class damn near, you have to just take advantage of him to potentially replace Hal Vaitai. Pick number 50. We, I believe, went a corner in the first. Yes, Christian Gonzalez. Really, I mean, obviously one of the best players to fall in the draft. And I always go after Dalton Kincaid. So I'm going to try to see if I can go after another one. Jalen Skinner would be a fun option for this team. Carl Brooks, though, I mean, looking at an edge rusher, and this is the class to get him in. And, Keon White, Carl Brooks, those guys are definitely players that I would love to at least test out because of their potential. Keon White's just older, and, I mean, I think Carl Brooks is as well. But regardless, you're getting a very high upside player. I do know based on their draft history of getting Joe Tryon, Shoyinka, they're willing to take projects on. So, wait, they have Foskett at 85? Ain't nobody talking about that. I didn't even realize that. And I actually think I did not do a video on it. I just commented about it on Twitter. Link in the description. But, I mean, hey, that's crazy. I mean, he was like a top 20 player to them. That is insane. They're like being very bipolar with their grades at this point. But pick number 51, I'm pretty sure we got Osiris Torrance with our last pick, and we did. So Osiris Torrance, Jalen Carter, as well as that's it so far. So you got defensive and offensive line. Still think edge rusher could be a good position to go after. And again, you have some really good dudes on the board. Now, I don't know if any of them are actually worth this pick, though. Because Keon White and Carl Brooks are going to be more interior. I want to get somebody who could be a pure outside edge rusher. So if I'm going to give any advice, I would wait to the third round to go after Will McDonald, who he has flashes of Kayvon Thibodeau to him. But at the same time, I don't really think you can't just patch that up with somebody else. So the value here screams that I kind of want to do a trade down. But JL Skinner is on the board. I'm 100% drafting him to be that linebacker safety hybrid. No doubt about it. Pick number 52 for the Dolphins. The fact they almost pulled off a playoff win was insane. So just got to bring that up. But Dalton Kincaid's here. I do think that's probably your best value at the spot just because he can also block. He's a good tight end. I think Luke Musgrave's a little bit more explosive and more fun. So again, I'm probably going to take another one of the tight ends next. So take whichever one you want. I think just Dalton Kincaid might be a little bit better of a fit. Pick number 53. Again, Luke Musgrave seems like a very good target. However, checking what I did in round one, it was Jordan Addison. I don't know if you want to just go back-to-back weapons here. Looking at other players that could be there, you could look at someone to grow under Khalil Mack. Or you can go after someone like Carl Brooks, who does not get the respect he remotely deserves. He's a pure block-shedding beast. He can get up to 15 pressures in a game. Just somebody who can dominate lower-level talent that hasn't had the option to be able to prove himself versus very much higher-level talent. He also can kick to the inside. He's 6'2", 300 pounds. So definitely somebody who I am very excited to show a little bit of love to. Pick number 54 for the Bears. What do we do with that pick with them earlier? Drew Sanders. Again, this is a good edge rushing class. You can pick up an edge rusher here. You can pick an edge rusher there. You got Keon White. Derek Hall feels like he is a Chicago Bear to me. But I do want to see if we can maybe slide in a wide receiver here for Justin Fields to have even more weapons. Rajee Rice is a fun one. But again, that's my personal friend. And I know damn well he doesn't even like 40-degree weather. Probably not the best fit for him to go up there to the north. So, want to show him some love, but at the same time, we got to keep it a little realistic. I love Xavier Hutchinson to this team. Yes, Justin Shorter needs to be... Hold on, did they put Justin Shorter in the list? I'm going to be so excited. Let's go. I'm so excited. Xavier Hutchinson still feels like a better fit for the Bears because of the fact that he's just more of a secure wide receiver, good blocker, good size at 6'3", 200. Like, he's just better. He's a better complement to the receivers they have than Justin Shorter is. I like Justin Shorter just about as much, but Xavier Hutchinson still a great player for this team nonetheless. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit more here so you guys get to see a little bit more. A lot of these corner grades are not official because all 22 is literally just as of this morning coming out for them. But pick number 55. Who said that you were getting a DB? I did. And guess what you're getting? Someone who I ranked in my top 25. Tyreek Stevenson is a perfect fit. 6 foot, 212 pounds, a great run defender, great man-to-man, great in press. He is a physical freak. And he should not be going here at 55. Even though I have him at 53 on my board, that's just because I'm waiting on some more all 22 from this year, because he had a couple games where he had some slip ups. But he came back and he bounced back and had a great end of the year. To me, this guy deserves a lot more hype than what a lot of people are giving him. He's a great player. Pick number 56. So 99% sure I go offensive line for this team, and we went wide receiver. See, when I say 99%, there's always that 1% chance that I like to switch things up and make it exciting. I would love to end up going tight end. I always do that in round 2. So I'm going to go Olusegun Oluwatimi. He's not coming in to replace Luke Fortner. He is hyper athletic, used as a pulling offensive lineman. He's perfect spot to be able to put as a guard. So I really like that for him. Pick number 57 for the Giants. I do think that Luke Musgrave would be a really cool compliment to Daniel Bellinger. Do I think you need it? No, I'm not saying you need it, but it would be a really cool option. Now, other players I would like to go. Oh, I'm sorry, Dallas. I think I did this in my last mock. I'm sorry. Corner is a position they need, so going after a corner, it is. Cowboys went after a tight end round 1 because Dalton Schultz is up for a contract after they franchise tagged him, I think, again. And I don't think they're going to continue doing that. Deontay Banks, not really my type of guy. Emmanuel Forbes is somebody who I would consider here, though. He's a pick 6 machine. Does feel like a really nice understudy there to Trevon Diggs. I'm going to make sure you guys get your boundary corner. Pick number 59 for the Bengals. Pretty sure I went offensive line for you guys, and we did. Cody Mock. He is somebody who's probably going to be flying up draft boards. Luke Musgrave is a really cool option here. I know you might bring back Hayden Hurst, but that way you actually give time for Luke Musgrave to heal from his, I believe, ACL tear. He had a leg injury that ended his season. So, he has the most upside in terms of the tight ends just because of his pure speed. But that's a system, or that's a style of player that has worked. Hayden Hurst is a very similar style of player to Luke Musgrave. And you're getting a much cheaper, much younger guy. Maybe not much cheaper, but a younger guy where you can have him for a lot longer playing at a high level. Pick number 60 for the Panthers. So, yeah, finally, we're back. Got Bryce Young in the first. Now, edge rushers still think that's a good position to go. Corner, not really seeing much of the guys I like here. I'm going to be honest with you. Not a huge fan of the rest of the corners on the board at this spot. So, other positions we could go, there still is tight end. I think Ian Thomas is kind of booty cheeks. I think Tremble's just kind of going to be reserved as a pure situational tight end, more of an H-back role. Sam Laporta would be awesome. I like Sam Laporta. Or you can wait for Cam Latu. I think he's also coming out, so can get that Bama to Bama connection for a lot cheaper. Some people are complaining about a wide receiver. Rashee Rice would be a nice, true big X. But again, I don't think that's necessary. So the best value, I'm just going to continue harping on it, is edge rusher. And I think that Derek Hall could be a really cool option for you guys. I do think Will McDonald wouldn't be a bad option. If Laiatu Latu is coming out, which again, I don't think he is, that would also be a great option. Byron Young, another dude who is really, really good off the edge in that Hassan Reddick role. But I'm going to go Derek Hall here because I just think he's going to provide the most day one oomph. There's still some star running backs on the board. Jahmyr Gibbs, Zach Charbonnet's higher than Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay. We're just going to stick with it. Do not lose your shit, Alex. Again, all love to Zach, my former teammate and friend as well. But he's not better than Jahmyr Gibbs. Just running backs are going to fall because of how many damn good ones there are in this class. But this already was taken. We already moved up for Bijan Robinson. This one, I have not seen Jamie Robinson. However, I do know safety is a big position of priority for this team, and I'm excited to just show a little bit of love to Jamie because I've heard a lot of great things about him. So I'm willing to admit when I haven't watched somebody, don't worry. I mean, I pride myself on being honest with you guys. Jamie Robinson is somebody that all 22 might just be coming out on him because I haven't seen his name pop up, but I'm very excited to watch him. Pick number 62 for Kansas City. Took my favorite player in round 1. And this round, you still got Blake Freeland on the board. Definitely somebody who I'd be really excited to get at this spot. And then the Eagles at pick number 63. Ended up trading back, actually, in the first round and being able to draft Darnell Wright, who's going to be a developmental offensive tackle, because Lane Johnson himself announced that he has 1 to 2 more years to go. And then we also, I believe, drafted a corner. Or no, we drafted Nolan Smith at the end of round number 1. So pairing up those Georgia boys is great. Now, I still think corner is a good position to look at. Safety as well. THT could be that guy you could stick in the slot because he was rated the best DB in college football. Take that as you will. It's not usually a 1-to-1 fit. But I love the idea of Brandon Joseph on this squad. I know that, Marcus Epps is not the most elite safety. We're going to re-sign Chauncey, but Brandon Joseph really does have that potential, and he took a big step up this year. So I got to tip my cap to him. He was let me say this. He was my number 5 player in the draft 2 years ago. And he fell off, or as of the start of last year, he fell off big time when he tried to put on weight, tried to become a different position. He then transferred to Notre Dame, and he started out the year kind of slow, but man, he looks a lot better, and he's showing signs that he's his old self. This is a team where I trust where they can make that happen. So Brandon Joseph it is. Let me know what you guys think. Yes, that could have been a Jahmyr Gibbs pick. You could say that all you want. If you guys want to change that pick, go for it. Let me know what you guys think, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the far side. Peace.